Hey guys, and welcome to our next part two of Mediterranean style cruising the seas. Today we are going to be going into Norwegian Mediterranean style. Definitely don't forget to like and subscribe because we are going to be dropping different destinations as well as also hosting different founders and CEOs so that you can connect with their brand as well as seeing what really makes them unique. For those who don't know me, my name is Taishita. I'm the founder and CEO of Luxury Travels by Dreamy Designer Events, where I curate elevated experiences worldwide. I help founders, CEOs, and C-suite executives to host retreats, conferences, and events so that you can get outside of technology and the everyday world and really connect with people human to human, but also make it purposeful at the same time so that everyone can come back to make sure that they're productive, so that everyone can come back to make sure that their productivity is great, and also to make sure that the work ethics with themselves, their team, their family, everything comes together and just becomes a better version of themselves. So join me. We are going to dive right on in. We are taking this to Norwegian. Norwegian, if you guys have not been on their cruise ship, is actually one of my favorite ones. They kind of cater to whether it's friends going, family going, solo travelers, if you're going with your company, if you're trying to do like a kind of more of an intimate event, conference, retreat, you name it, they have something for everyone there. So definitely highly recommend. In really you can kind of experience the world of different things you can do, because a lot of them, even within their food and their buffet styles, they try to have culture that's from all around the world. So you're not just eating the same things, experiencing the same activities and excursions and different things to do while you're on the ship. They kind of make it very vast. So we are going to dive into just one of the classes that they do have on the Mediterranean. Keep in mind, they have a ton of them. They have a lot of ships that does different itineraries, different ports, different dates, you name it, they have it. So I'm just going to take you to one of them. But as always, if you have questions, concerns, or anything of that manner, definitely let us know and we'll definitely make sure we can get back to you. So if you guys did miss our previous one, this is just going over some things about coming in early for your cruise line, making sure you pack accordingly, and also making sure that the currency. Definitely check out our last video because we kind of go more into detail in each one of these. But I always like to make sure this is up here because it's so important to keep in mind when traveling internationally. A lot of this, if you are one of our clients or working with us, you don't have to worry about it because a lot of them we either do for you or we make sure we give you everything ahead of time during our different calls that we have with you. But if you do have something booked or if you are thinking about it, these are just things to make sure you put on your scope so that these are like a handful. There are a few other ones, but these are like the top ones that I could think of, just to make sure you are prepared because you hate to get to a different destination and get super tripped up. If you missed our last video, definitely check it out. We did a little bit of touched on Virgin Voyages. Today, we are going to be going into the Norwegian Viva, and definitely stay tuned because we will be having Celebrity later this month as well. And we are in Norwegian. So Norwegian Viva is part of the Prima class. I did go onto the Norwegian Prima, that ship. That one probably was my first eye opener of how they transitioned and elevated and upgraded this complete class of service. When I tell you everything from when you walk on the ship to the staterooms, to the decor and the dining rooms, I honestly felt like I was at almost like a 5-star restaurant or a 5-star resort just at sea. They completely changed the game when you think of some of their other ships that they have in their other different classes. They're all great, but they all have their own different, I can kind of say design. I want to say technique, but not really. They're kind of designed their own different kind of vibe. That's the word. So this one truly, it really, when I tell you, I was like, okay, so I don't want it to be like, these are the only types of ships I want to be on, but I already like Norwegian, but they definitely stepped it up when they went to this Prima class. And when I walked in there, even for their staterooms, like a lot of people, if you've been cruising or whether you only went on one or two, depending on how many years back, most of these cabins, they're standard. That goes for almost a lot of cruise lines. That is one thing I did not mention, but with cruising and their cabins, do not expect to be in a suite unless you're paying for like a suite room, and still their suite rooms are not what your typical standard suite room would be. But most of these cabins, they are spacious. I normally tell people 1-2 people, you are good. You can do it with 3 people. You can also do it with 4 people. Just understand it's going to be real cozy. Y'all going to be real cozy, especially if you're looking at 3-4 people with luggage. It can get real cozy real quick. So just keep that in mind. 1 or 2 people, you can still be a pretty place. With 3 people, you can kind of almost push the limit depending on the type of cabin you're in. 3, 4, you can do it. I'm not saying you can't. You can do it, but just understand you're going to be real cozy up there. However, I digress. Let's go back to Norwegian Prima. So with this ship, when I tell you the room, not only just the room, but when you even walk into the bathroom, like it literally like you walking into a hotel bathroom. It was very spacious. It had the glass doors. I literally was like, I'm on a ship. I just had to think back to myself, and I had to rewind it back. And actually, I did put together kind of like a mini, mostly photo log of it, which I probably will be releasing later this year with my other one from the Norwegian Jade. So keep an eye out for both of those. But definitely this ship and this class changed the game. Norwegian Prima, the Norwegian Viva is in the Mediterranean. They do also have quite a few of their other ships. Like I said, I'm only touching on one ship for each of these cruise lines for the Mediterranean. That does not mean that they're the only ones. There are a ton of them. It's just that I will be here all year if I'm trying to explain exactly every single cruise ship and every single itinerary. Plus, because they switch up a lot, I like to tell people, a lot of the people who did schedule the consultations and we have talked to, the main thing to keep in mind is looking for wherever you're trying to go in the vibe that you want, because each one of these has their own vibe and has a different type of clientele that would gravitate more to it. So just something to keep in mind. But anyways, like I said, this one, hands down, highly recommend. They do have your standard. They have the interior ocean view balcony. If you did go listen to the last video, I just kind of described interior, has no windows. It is pretty much all walls. Ocean view, you normally can get a porthole window or a picture window, so it's a little bit bigger, and then you have a balcony, which is always my fan favorite. Then you can upgrade to the club level as well as the Haven. The Haven is their ultimate end all, be all, you name it, they have it. When I kind of tell you with the Haven, they're all butler suites. They all pretty much have that 5-star experience, 5-star treatment, you name it, they have it, hands down. Would highly recommend. Norwegian, one of the awesome names. You really get your money's worth, but also you get the quality behind it. So they do have their free at sea packages, which most of them are free. Some of them you just pay taxes on or the gratuities behind it, but they really do. They have the drink package, specialty dining, Wi-Fi, shore excursion, and depending on the selling, they do have 3rd or 4th person free on top of whichever other promotion they're running for the year. So that's the different percentages off, BOGO, all those things on top of that. Now, but some of these depending on the destination, some of them, so like example, the specialty dining, you will always get a specialty dining night. It depends on how long your ship is, depending on how many nights you get. So like it could be anywhere from like 1 to 5, depending, give or take, depending on whether you're going on like a 3 or 4 night cruise versus like a 10 or 12-day cruise. So all of that varies, but it's nice because at least all specialty dinings in every single cruise line, but you always have to pay more for those. With Norwegian, they make sure that at least you get one night to experience one of those specialty dining restaurants and you don't have to pay for it. It's kind of like, oh wow, like I can experience it now. I will say, especially more so for people who's never cruised before, cruise lines do have pretty much almost 24/7 food that is complimentary outside of the specialty dining. So they do have sit down dinners that you can go to. Most of them have 1 or 2 restaurants that you can go to each night that is complimentary. They also do have buffets, as well as sometimes they'll have like a pub, or they'll have something where it has like little snacky foods that you can go, like, if you go to the nightclub, or if you have something that's like a late night and you want something to eat, there's always some place you can go on there that is complimentary. This is just for if you want to dress up, fancy. These are like kind of when they have like their steakhouse, they have the Japanese restaurant, French, Mexican. So they have different theme restaurants. Those are considered the specialty dining restaurants on the actual cruise ship. And going into Norwegian Viva. When the Prima class launched, Prima, they did their inaugural selling. I did have the opportunity to go on to that one. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. Viva class was the Viva line cruise ship was right behind when they did the Prima cruise ship. Same characteristics, just a little bit bigger and better. And honestly, hands down, would highly recommend, because the Prima class itself, each of their cruise lines are in a particular class. So they may have like 5 or 6 cruise lines under one particular class of service. But in this class, some of them do price out a little bit higher. They still do have promotions, but they price out higher because I'll be honest with you, you're getting a lot more luxury, a lot more elegant experience, and hands down from top to bottom. So you name it, you got it. So definitely, I highly recommend it. This hands down, will be on my list for one of my next ones that I'm going to be going on. So keep in tune, because I definitely want to do the Mediterranean one with this particular cruise line. And hands down, I have no doubt that it's going to be out of this world. So lastly, if you've been to Europe, if you've been cruising, let us know. Like, subscribe so you can get all the videos, comment below, or also send us emails, which you guys have been amazing. We have talked to so many of you guys from almost everywhere, not even just the US. We've had people who we talked to from Europe and even from Asia. So definitely keep in touch. We have clients. If you have questions, we are here to answer. And definitely make sure you stay tuned, because we have so many things coming up and can't wait to introduce them. Bye until next time.